where the Stormy Daniels roast of Donald Trump continues for another day. Once again, Trump's lawyers asked for a mistrial today. Once again, the judge said no.
On his May 10th, 2024 show, Jimmy Kimmel had a field day with the legal proceedings involving Donald Trump. From ridiculing his courtroom nap to exposing ludicrous defenses and bizarre courtroom phrases like human toilet and orange turd, Kimmel transformed an ordinary night of TV into a comedic goldmine. Kimmel's comedic genius shone through when he couldn't resist making fun of Donald Trump's reported snooze during Stormy Daniels' testimony. Kimmel made light of the former president dozing off while Daniels recounted their supposed encounter. This incident that occurred during a serious legal discussion provided Kimmel with the perfect material for a late-night comedy skit.
Trump fell asleep again today multiple times. Look at this. Trump is now had his eyes closed for several minutes with his chin jutting out. He fell asleep while Stormy Daniels testified about sleeping with him.
At the start of 2018, the public became aware of the high-profile legal battle between Donald Trump and Stormy Daniels, whose real name is Stephanie Clifford. Daniels, who works in the adult film industry, alleged that she had a romantic relationship with Trump in 2006 while he was married to Melania Trump. The conflict escalated when it was disclosed that Michael Cohen, Trump's attorney, had given Daniels $130,000 as part of a deal to keep quiet about the affair just before the 2016 presidential election. Let's examine what Michael Cohen's perspective was on this matter 5 years ago.
It came to either do it or don't. At which time, again, I had gone into Mr. Trump's office, as I did after each and every conversation. And he had told me that he had spoken to a couple of friends, and it's $130,000. It's not a lot of money, and we should just do it. So go ahead and do it. And I was at the time with Alan Weisselberg, where he directed us to go back to Mr. Weisselberg's office and figure this all out.
The dispute between Daniel and Trump went public when Daniel sued Trump for rendering their non-disclosure agreement null and void. Daniel claimed the agreement lacked Trump's signature, making it invalid. This legal battle, which included ongoing defamation lawsuits, garnered significant media attention. During one court session, an unusual event unfolded when Trump reportedly dozed off during Daniel's testimony. As certain words were used during the hearing, Kimmel felt compelled to draw attention to them.
I tell you, it's quite a day to be a stenographer. These are actual phrases that were used in court today. Human toilet, orange turd, and make America horny again. And print those out and hang them on the Smithsonian wall. There are no video cameras allowed in the court, and today the judge put the kibosh on photography too, so...
The use of particular phrases during legal proceedings was a topic of debate among media outlets and social commentators. However, this conversation evolved into a more profound reflection on the boundaries of language, personal attacks, and legal disputes. It is worth noting that he did not merely end the discussion at that point.
We have to rely on the sketch artist, who's done a very good job. I mean, first of all, she whipped this out. You can put a bikini on the laptop. And I also want to commend her for drawing two people, including a picture of those two people. You should get paid twice for that, right?
Kimmel noted that despite cameras being prohibited in the courtroom, the sketch artist was doing an impressive job. However, Jimmy had a nagging suspicion that something was amiss. Kimmel is taking advantage of the chance to criticize Trump's defense team's handling of the Stormy Daniels payment. He compares their explanations to a fairy tale. Additionally, Kimmel intends to highlight a statement made by Ted Cruz, one of Trump's most outspoken opponents. The relationship between Cruz and Trump has been far from simple.
Trump's lawyers are still going with this. He didn't have with her fairy tale. This is a guy who's been sued hundreds of times for not paying plumbers, for stiffing dishwashers, waiters, painters, bartenders, even his own lawyers. We're supposed to believe he handed a $130,000 check to a star for no reason.
The Republican primaries of 2016 were marked by a great deal of tension and publicity, as numerous candidates vied for the nomination. However, the most intense rivalry was between Ted Cruz and Donald Trump, two of the leading contenders. During the campaign, Trump made several personal attacks on Cruz, including insulting his wife and spreading unfounded rumors about his father. Cruz, for his part, accused Trump of dishonesty and refused to endorse him at the Republican National Convention. Despite these personal conflicts, Cruz has since become a strong supporter of Trump, working closely with him on many policy issues and praising his efforts to cut taxes and regulations, appoint conservative judges, and boost national security. Cruz has continued to be a prominent voice within the Republican Party, advocating for conservative principles and opposing the radical agenda of the left. While their initial relationship may have been rocky, it is now clear that Cruz and Trump share a commitment to making America great again.
It's funny that while Trump's lawyers are throwing their backs out trying to convince the jury that Stormy made this whole thing up, Ted Cruz is on Fox defending Trump by saying the opposite.
President Trump's legal troubles have worsened as he once again disregarded his legal gag order. The violation was brought to light by talk show host Jimmy Kimmel, who criticized the president for his actions. Despite being prohibited from making any public statements that could potentially influence the legal proceedings, Trump has continued to speak out. Trump's tendency to share his views publicly via social media and speeches is well known. However, this time, he crossed the line set by the gag order. It is a significant issue as violating a gag order can be seen as disrespecting the court's authority and potentially interfering with the trial's fairness. The consequences of such behavior could be severe, as Kimmel has warned. According to him in the court, Trump could face imprisonment for repeatedly disregarding the gag order. This is a grave matter that cannot be overlooked as it could have far-reaching implications for our justice system's future. Throughout this prolonged legal dispute, it's evident that Trump's disregard for the gag order is not doing him any favors. By persisting with his public statements, he risks incurring even graver repercussions down the line.
There is no person on planet Earth that believes Donald Trump has been celibate all his life. That is not news.
Thanks, Ted. That's going to make Mother's Day with Melania a lot of fun this year.
The audience was highly amused as the speaker continued to discuss the hypothetical scenario of Donald Trump being incarcerated and what attire he would choose to wear. The speaker drew attention to the fact that Trump is known for his ostentatious style and questioned whether he would maintain this style even behind bars. The audience giggled as they imagined Trump attempting to turn the standard jail uniform into a fashionable trend. Some even suggested that he might try to brand the orange jumpsuit with his name and flashy gold letters. The idea of Trump attempting to make a fashion statement even during his time in prison was met with much amusement. As the discussion continued, the speaker suggested that Trump's attire might even be of interest to Kim Jong-un. The audience was surprised at this suggestion, but the speaker explained that Kim is known for his love of fashion and may appreciate Trump's unique style. The audience couldn't help but laugh as they imagined Trump and Kim bonding over fashion choices during a hypothetical meeting in prison. The speaker concluded by suggesting that even in the most unlikely of scenarios, Trump's fashion sense would always be a topic of discussion and amusement.
You know, earlier this week, the judge warned Trump that if he violates the gag order again, which would be the 11th violation, he could get jail time. And while in some ways I think Trump would like to go to jail and become the farter martyr, nobody wants to go to jail because it's jail. He'd be held in a standard 9x13 cell, 117 square feet, which Trump describes as 5,000 square feet with a balcony.
In his latest show, Jimmy Kimmel cleverly exposed the stark difference between Trump's outward image and his behavior in court, which provided a comedic goldmine for many comedians. Despite this, one question remains: what will happen to Trump in the end? And will Kimmel continue to make fun of him? Rest assured, we will keep you informed. If you enjoyed this content, please subscribe and hit the notification bell to be alerted about our upcoming videos. Thanks for tuning in, as always.